a binding referendum to merge all of the above entities into one into one entity, because that might not be municipality. It could take 5 different forms. In order to allow the taxpayers of the region to maximize the economies of scale that such a merger would provide. Can I have a second from someone? Because I really don't appreciate the town sending us something that really is none of their business.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I'd like to make a motion to amend that.
Discussion.
I'd like to make a motion to amend that.
I'd like to understand more of the issue.
I think I have the floor.
I don't think anybody's given the floor.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, but if you don't, I will let you.
Thanks, appreciate that. I'd like to amend it to insert in the appropriate place, provided that the funding for such district is on a per pupil basis, where each town pays the same amount per student.
This is for governing bodies.
I know.
One town. Has nothing to do
Governing
with
bodies,
Like
not
one town.
schools.
Oh,
I want the towns to merge.
I thought you were talking about.
No, I want the towns to merge. I want the towns to merge.
I'm sorry, I withdraw my amendment. I didn't hear you.
I mean, the Chesters haven't merged because the Chester Council people get health care benefits, and once they heard that they would lose that underneath the new merger of two Chesters, all sorts of excuses came up in the media and out of their mouths on why the merger couldn't be sold, that they weren't getting any state aid. You don't need state aid to merge. You can have shared special service districts, which was explained to both counties. This is a way to save the taxpayers of our region millions of dollars every year.
Do I start?
Jackie was not speaking to you after that. Go ahead.
I wanted to make sure I understood Jim's motion. So when we got the discussion, I was hoping we could get a little more elaboration.
Get a little clarity.
So you were, before we limited, you were talking about merging all the municipalities?
Mm-hmm. I'm asking the board to send a resolution to ask the municipalities to put on a ballot a referendum to merge into one town. One city, whatever you want to call it. Nothing to do with education. I want to merge the towns. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So
where would I live then? Where would I live? Yeah, no.
They've got 9 months. I'm giving them a lot more time than CBS has given us.
Happy Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can read it.
Mary needs that. Read that back.
How about very happy?
It's basically to merge governing bodies, but there was a lot of binding or non-binding.
Well, if it's a referendum, it's a binding referendum. I mean, CBS is over the last few weeks. I've heard different things that binding and non-binding, and anything we put on the ballot.
The resolutions that we discussed so far are disparate, to say the least. I mean, one of them, the Chester one, is in support of the goals of the Committee for Better Schools. That's not what CBS is. It's not the Committee for Better Schools. And there's a heavy endorsement of CBS, whereas the Mendon Borough resolution makes no mention of CBS. And the Mendon Township
Columbia Broadcasting System?
Township resolution is different still. So they're not all, I mean, are they trying to endorse CBS, or are they trying to get the tax allocation?
They're all trying to get, I believe, Jamie, they're just trying to get a per pupil change in the board.
And they all say that in different ways.
They are different.
Well, the Mendon Borough one says it pretty distinctly in 4 lines, whereas this one goes on for like 6 paragraphs.
Yeah.
And, it talks a lot about endorsing, telling the other towns that they should do it too, and to support Citizens for Better School. And, again, like Joe said, what are they doing? What is Citizens for Better School doing besides?
I'm sure we will.
Making a lot more time me being here. There you go.
What would you like some of that?
That's Harlan thing.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a motion on the floor. Is there any other discussion?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate your sense of humor, Jim. I think such a motion sent to the towns would be received poorly. I don't agree with your statement that their resolutions are none of their business because they're elected to represent their taxpayers. And this would be very poor form, at least, comes across as flippant and basically thumbing your nose at the governing bodies of our town. So I'm adamantly opposed to such a signal.
How much more flippant is it than CBS?
There's nothing flippant about CBS.
It's not for better schools, not that you reading the machine.
I would not want to do, but nothing to take with us, and I would come up to get more information before I went ahead with a motion to the governing body.
Vote or table it?
Is there a motion to table? Okay. Thank you, Dave. Is there a second? Thank you, John. All in favor of the motion to table? Aye.
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 And Joe? Opposed? Jamie, did you vote?
Yeah, I voted aye.
Okay.
Tell them.
You voted aye.
Okay.
We got done
We have
that in one
three
meeting, so.
motions tabled this evening. I think that's on the record.
Something to look forward to.
Is there any other new business?
Yeah, I mean, with all due respect, Jamie, as a Washington Township resident, I cannot even consider this until you present it to the governing body of Washington Township. After they see it, the other town, whatever the other town is,
Chester Township.
sees it, then I would think about it. But having not even presented it to them yet, I think it's unfair to ask us to vote on something like that.
Yeah, my understanding is CBS does plan to go to Washington Township, and I hope you'll attend the meeting.
I certainly will.
Let us know when they're.
I will. I'll send emails all over.
Okay.
Jamie, and I've lived this community all my life, since 1964. How different, oh Jamie, when Mount Olive was part of this, when it was another community, was Roxbury part of this?
No, just. No.
Maybe
Maybe
before
before the regionalization.
Yeah.
Before the regionalization, Washington Township, you might have sent your students to Hackettstown. I really don't know what the prehistory is.
How much different was the community back then with funding? And I think, from what I understand, I spoke to Gil a little bit about this, must tell, a lot came from the Washington, as far as building the school here. A lot of those monies came from the Washington Township taxpayers to build the schools here. It's something we're not bringing up, and we haven't brought up, it seems like to me. And I really don't know the full answer. Dave, you probably know better than I do. Where did those monies come from? Did they come from more from Washington Township? People need to know that, number one. Really, you need to go back in history, not just history, partial history. And where those monies come from?
The money came locally to build 3 high schools. There was intentions to build 2 more high schools. There were eventually going to be 5 high schools in the community. It worked out that there were only 3. Mount Olive withdrew from the district, I believe, in 1979. 78. But things have changed so drastically. I mean, there were roads, Norwright Road wasn't even fully paved at that time. So,
I know a teacher who actually was a young teacher who was on the Mount Olive side of town. And she was talking about this at Christmas. This is before I moved to CBS. And she said, it's one of the reasons I left the profession. I guess she'd been there long enough that she was a more senior teacher on the salary cuts. And as a result of them leaving the region and forming the K-12, she literally had her salary frozen for several years while the K-8 teachers caught up to the high school level. That's just, things start getting really strange when you start going beyond just the funding formula, and you're talking about de-regionalization and the ones that have done it in the last 15 years. I know there's one, they're still in litigation, it costs them millions of dollars in litigation fees just to dissolve the existing region and split into separate entities. It's just, you know, this is a big can of worms, and